Yeah, it's always something, and now I struggle with the water pressure. So in this short episode I'm sharing some hacks and how I troubleshoot my pressure water system, solving my problems in remote places. Yeah, this primitive test tool. I mean, it's a cliche, but it's so true. It's always something, and one of the things that can happen is your pressure water system. And most modern yachts today have these tubes, blue or red, so for cold water and hot water. And they come with these super smart fittings like these ones, and it's like quick connecting like this. And all this is good, and then you have a water pressure pump. Some different systems, some have like a pressure tank, and some have like a relay or a sensor on the water pump that sensor when the pressure is enough, it shuts down. So it's slightly different solutions, but most of modern yachts today have this plastic tubing with these plastic fittings. Push it in, you hold back this, and you can just slide it out. And that's when it's so simple. I kind of like, is this enough? Can this really be waterproof? But it actually is. But obviously it doesn't last forever, and like most things on everything today. So one of the things I'm really happy for that I have had on board, especially when being on remote places, is to have a little selections of these plumbing pieces and even this kind of things. This piece even fixed my showerhead problem by trimming it down to fit and be epoxy glued to the showerhead for my swim platform. If you're in a place where shopping is an option, the fastest and easiest way is obviously to just replace it with a new. In a remote place, however, sometimes a bit MacGyver solutions is what's needed and can solve the smallest yet big problems, depending on where you are. Okay, let's check if this works. Hey! So one of the things I did lately is I've changed the water pump in Panama. It actually came with this thing. It's a filter that was sitting in front of the pump, so the water comes in here and into the pump. The stupid thing is this filter. I mean, it's a good idea, but seriously, this is not a good solution. So this sits on brand new Jabsko pump. Yeah, it do have a rubber gasket, but obviously just clip on like this. This is not enough. When you get some 3.5 bar pressure on this, what I noticed it was actually starting to circle around a little bit here and like making this noise. Obviously it was not sealed. Used this part that I luckily had on board with a piece of tube with a hose clamp like this, and I managed to make a temporary solution, because when you are in remote places not everything is available, and I thought I was pretty well stocked up on bits and pieces, and because I know like plumbing is so annoying if your water stops working. So there was another leak somewhere in my system, and this boat is big. Oh, it's not huge, but it's a fair size, and I have 3 bathrooms, I have 3 showers, I have outdoor shower, and there's a lot of plumbing, and also a hot water tank. And very often the first place to check for leaks is actually around the hot water connection. This is also a part of the pressure water system, and a classic problem here is the first connection from metal to plastic, as the temperature is hot and over time the plastic fitting will be compromised. And with a flashlight inspect all fittings, you might find obvious things like this. However, it's not always that easy. Quite fast. But then again, it's like as it always is, it feels like more the rule than exception on a boat. That's if something first starts, it's not always just the one thing. It's often a series of things that makes things not work properly. When I try to figure out what's wrong, either if it's a component like a winch or something that runs on power or navigation system, it always starts with, do it get enough power? And of course you have tools for that, like a multimeter, and this can tell you not even if you get enough power, but how much power that reach to your destination. And that's often for a lot of problem solving things on board, is to try to eliminate things and work your way to the source. And when it comes to water and plumbing, and there is like not so many tools, at least not as I know about, and it's kind of a limitation of how much tools and different things you can have on a boat as well. So what I want to share with you is something I come up with as a test tool for this modern plumbing system, and it's as simple as just take one piece of this plastic tube. I put just a bolt in the end with some epoxy glue thing, and with a hose clamp. So this is so primitive yet so super effective, because now I started with the pump to see, after I sorted out the problem that it was taking in air all the way from the source. You start to eliminate things. I started with a water tank, then I noticed there was a little bit leak there. It was not much, but it was sucking in air, so that of course contributed to lower pressure. Then I come to the next level. I found this piece that was also contributing to some air into the system, so I replaced this with the jury rig. Then the next step was, after testing, I could still not get the pressure I should have. So what I basically did was to take this primitive test tool, and I just plugged it in to the system where the water pump is, like this. And the pump I have is a Jabsko pump that when it reaches the pressure it should have, it shuts down. So with having only this as a very short loop for the system, I would be able to build up the pressure pretty fast. And just as expected, because I solved all the problems in front of the pump, now I had to look behind the pump. So having this in, I got pressure and the pump shut down. So at least I knew now that everything from the water tank to the pump works. Yes, success. I managed to fix this. It was some of the couplings and also some of these tubes. That's I don't know how this possibly can be worn out, but well, that's it. Rapid connecting thing is brilliant. I mean, it's very easy and fast to fix and replace and stuff, but obviously it doesn't last forever. So I don't know if it's like the 10-year syndrome of everything that's built nowadays, but anyway, now it works. And it's always a good feeling when you succeeded in fixing something. If it's big or small, it doesn't matter. It gives such a good feeling, and there's a lot of things you can do by yourself. So this is check. Succeeded.